Hey guys, TJ here, and welcome back to another video. What you see here is the tiny village of Waywin, a small logging village situated on the coast of the Western Midlands. I have built this settlement a long time ago, and as you can probably see, it needs a transformation. So in today's episode I am going to give this village a huge upgrade, redesigning the entire settlement as well as add several new buildings like a church, sawmill and much more. Because the previous speed build was so big, I decided to do a bit of a smaller one this time, just so I can breathe a little. Before we start, if you do enjoy my content, then please consider leaving a like on the video and subscribing to the channel with notifications on. These videos take quite some time to make and it would make me very happy. Anyway, let's start building. We are going to start today's build by getting rid of our old village. Sad face. This was actually one of the very first builds on this world, so it always has a nostalgic vibe hanging around it. But sometimes you have to say goodbye to the old and make room for new ideas. And wait, haven't I said that before? I did decide to keep the small dock because it looks pretty decent in my opinion. Next up, it was time to plan the new village. I was still going to keep some of the notable buildings like the large tavern as well as the giant tree in the center of the town. Although one major change would be that I was going to build some houses next to the sea, which I actually don't know why I didn't do that with the old village, but yeah, I really don't know. Additionally, I was going to add a small church as well as a bigger sawmill to the town. With the planning finished, we could start building the first house, which was going to be the fisherman's hut, which would be connected to a small gate. The building style consists mainly of brown colored blocks in order to give the village a very wooden vibe, as I would like to call it. So you're going to see a lot of spruce wood as well as roofs consisting of brown concrete, concrete powder, wool and terracotta in today's episode. The second house of the village was going to be the house of the harbour master, which also features a tiny lighthouse. To finish up the port area, I also built a few tidal flats as an extra detail to the shore. Most of the inhabitants of Waywin make a living from logging, but there are a few vegetable gardens scattered all around the settlement. On top of that, the village also has a tiny fishing industry as well as a famous tavern, but more on that later. On the southern side, I started building the major logging area. I wanted this part of the forest to look like it had just been cut down. I did this by making the field look very messy with lots of tiny details, and obviously I also built several tree stumps. After I had finished the field, I could connect the area with the forest surrounding it, where you may find some hidden Easter eggs. A logging village is of course not complete without a classic sawmill. This was going to be one of the bigger buildings of the village, since this is the place where all the gathered logs have to be processed and cut into smaller pieces. But by the way, don't ask me why, but the previous village didn't even have a sawmill. I mean, a logging village without a sawmill. What? I really don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, it's just very stupid. But now we have one. I also finished up all of the interior of the village, but that is for you to explore. I made a small aqueduct and spire water supply for the sawmill, originating in the hills beside the village, which in my opinion looks pretty nice. The previous village also didn't have a church, and in my opinion that was a little weird since a lot of people in this region are very religious, so I decided to include a small one in the new settlement. The village of Waywin is situated on one of the busiest trading routes of the Western Midlands, the Hercules Road, which is named after the bay along which it runs. After the Hercules Road had been established, connecting the capital city of Hamilton and the port town of Westport, the inhabitants of Waywin quickly realized that they could take advantage of this busy road. In the middle of their village they built a giant tavern, called the Hornwood Inn, which has since then become one of the most popular taverns in the entire region. Finally, there was only one thing left to do: building a giant apple tree in the middle of the town. It is the oldest fruit tree in the village and is highly valued by its people. I also did some minor tweaks all around the settlement, and with that we have finished the village of Waywin. I have made some small quests scattered all around the area for you to explore the build and discover the secrets of Waywin. If you did enjoy today's speed build, then please consider leaving a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. I will put a download link of this village in the description as soon as this video reaches 200 likes and my channel 3000 subscribers. I know that seems like a big goal, but the full download link is already available for High Lord patrons. So if you do want quick access to the village as well as some of my other speed builds, then you should check out my Patreon. Link in the description. Anyway, have a very nice day and see you next time. Bye bye.